Think about your life right now. Are you where you want to be? Most of us think that to change our lives, we need to think big. We need to make massive leaps, take huge risks, and achieve monumental goals. But James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, argues the exact opposite. He says that real change comes from the compound effect of hundreds of small decisions that are as small as a single atom, but as powerful as a nuclear reaction. To understand this, look at the British professional cycling team. For nearly 100 years, they were the definition of mediocrity. They were so bad that one bike manufacturer refused to even sell them bikes because they didn't want their brand associated with losers. Then, in 2003, they hired Dave Brailsford. Brailsford didn't look for a miracle. He looked for the aggregation of marginal gains. He improved everything by just 1%. He redesigned the bike seats for comfort. He had riders wear electrically heated shorts to maintain muscle temperature. They tested different massage gels. They even hired a doctor to teach the riders the best way to wash their hands to avoid catching a cold. They thought that if they could improve every tiny area by just 1%, those small gains would add up. 5 years later, at the Beijing Olympics, they won 60% of the gold medals available. They went on to win 3 Tour de France titles in 4 years. This is the power of atomic habits. Here is the math you need to remember. If you can get just 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. But if you get 1% worse every day, you'll decline nearly down to 0. The problem is that we don't see these results immediately. This is what James Clear calls the plateau of latent potential. Imagine you have a cube of ice sitting on a table in a room that is 25 degrees. You start heating the room. 26 degrees, 27, 28, the ice cube is still there. 29, 30, 31, nothing has happened. Then, you hit 32 degrees. Suddenly, the ice begins to melt. A 1-degree shift, seemingly no different from the others, unlocked the breakthrough. Your work is not wasted. It is being stored. All the action happens at 32 degrees. Most people quit in the valley of disappointment because they've been working for weeks and haven't seen a result. But habits are a system, not a goal. Most people try to change their habits by focusing on what they want to achieve. This leads to outcome-based habits. But the most effective way to change your behavior is to focus on who you want to become. This is identity-based change. Imagine 2 people resisting a cigarette. When offered a smoke, the first person says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." It sounds reasonable, but they still believe they are a smoker who is trying to be something else. The second person says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." A small difference, but a huge shift in identity. Your habits are how you embody your identity. Every time you write a page, you are a writer. Every time you work out, you are an athlete. Every time you start a habit, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. The goal isn't to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. Now, let's look at the 4 laws of behavior change. The first law is make it obvious. Many of our habits are so automatic that we don't even notice them. To change them, you need awareness. Use a habit scorecard. Write down every single thing you do in a day and ask yourself, is this a good habit, a bad habit, or neutral? Then, use implementation intentions. Most people lack clarity, not motivation. Instead of saying I'll eat better, say I will eat an apple at 2 p.m. in the kitchen. You should also use habit stacking. Tie your new habit to an existing one. After I brush my teeth, I will do 5 push-ups. You're using the momentum of an old habit to start a new one. Finally, design your environment. We are the architects of our own world. If you want to remember to take your vitamins, put them right next to your coffee maker. If you want to practice guitar, put it in the middle of the room. Visual cues are the strongest triggers for our behavior. The second law is make it attractive. Habits are a dopamine-driven feedback loop. When dopamine rises, so does our motivation to act. You can use temptation bundling to make a difficult habit more appealing. This means linking an action you need to do with an action you want to do. For example, only allow yourself to watch your favorite show while you're on the stationary bike. You make exercise the gateway to your reward. Also, pay attention to your social environment. We imitate the habits of 3 groups: the close friends and family, the many in the crowd, and the powerful people with status. Join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. If you want to be more productive, spend time with people who value deep work. The third law is make it easy. We often get bogged down in motion versus action. Motion is planning, strategizing, and learning. Action is the behavior that delivers a result. Motion feels like progress, but it's often just a form of procrastination. To take action, you must reduce friction. If you want to go to the gym, pack your bag the night before. If you want to eat healthy, prep your meals on Sunday. Use the 2-minute rule. Every new habit should take less than 2 minutes to start. Read before bed becomes read one page. Do yoga becomes get out my yoga mat. The point is not to do the easy thing. The point is to master the art of showing up. A habit must be established before it can be improved. You can't refine a workout that never happened. At the same time, increase friction for bad habits. If you watch too much TV, unplug it and put the batteries for the remote in another room. The fourth law is make it satisfying. This is the most important rule for making a habit stick. The human brain evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed ones. With good habits, the cost is in the present, but the reward is in the future. To fix this, you need to add a bit of immediate pleasure. Use a habit tracker. There is a deep, primal satisfaction in crossing an item off a list or marking an X on a calendar. It provides visual proof that you are making progress. However, life is messy. You will miss a day. When you do, follow the golden rule, never miss twice. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. Successful people fail too, but they get back on track faster than anyone else. Success is not a goal to be reached. It is a system to improve. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Small habits don't just add up. They compound, they change your identity and, eventually, they change your life. It's not about the one big thing you did once. It's about the small things you do every single day. So, what is the one tiny, 2-minute habit you can start right now? Put on your shoes. Open your book. Write one sentence. Start your 1% journey today.